Alright, so we're back, and we're reading Death again. Death can use his grab on the ground or in the air, like his up special. Death cannot use his grab with at least one portal out, otherwise simply creating one directly in front of him when the input is pressed. When portals are out, Death summons hands out of the top side of all the portals with medium start lag, all at once this time and now grabbing for the opponent. They can only reach out 3 platforms in distance as stated previously in the up special, but if one hand reaches the opponent and the others are in range, they will automatically grab onto the opponent. If they do grab onto the opponent, they will hold them in place, squeezing them tightly. Multiple hands grabbing the opponent at once make it 1.5 times more difficult to escape than normal, with all 4 hands grabbing the opponent. If the hands are out of range for the opponent, they will recede after failing to grab, still preoccupying the portal until they do. With an opponent grab, Death has a number of options. He can pummel the opponent, causing 2% or 5% damage a second, depending on whether you're using one hand or more. So I assume it's plus 1% per hand. With more than one hand, the damage is significantly increased, but reduces the difficulty of escaping to normal levels. Also, when more than one hand is grabbing the opponent, Death can use the control stick to move the opponent around, moving all the hands in unison, allowing you to drop them off over a ledge or onto traps. Or maybe like onto all the scythes that are surrounding you. You can pull the opponent out of reach of the other hand if you want, by pulling the foe over 3 platforms away from any portal. This will cause the hand to recede as it failed to grab it in the beginning, freeing up more portal space. With multiple portals out, Death can explicitly tell only one portal to send a hand out by inputting a direction corresponding to the specific portal along with the grab input. The grab functions are normal up until you've actually grabbed them. Now, by pressing a directional input, Death will instead reel the hand back in along with the opponent, forcing the opponent through the portal and out into the next portal as if they had traveled through it willingly, only with strong knockback that can KO at 150% and 14% damage. Just figured I'd say that within the context of Brawl, 150% isn't really that much, but, you know, I guess it's strong by grab standards. If the following portal is currently unavailable, the foe will simply be thrown backwards past the portal with the same damage and knockback. This happens if you try to throw the foe with just one portal. This also happens if you manage to get one hand grabbing the opponent initially, or if you force the others out of range by moving the opponent away from the other portals. So I'm just thinking, like, this can definitely gives him a bit of a strong gimping game, because, like, you place a portal way off stage, then you place another portal on stage, you grab the opponent, they go out the other portal with a bunch of knockback, and they're way off stage, and I think you can attack them through the portal. Yeah, he's a little bit good at gimping. Maybe he's a little bit too good, period. I mean, his regular attacks seem pretty darn solid on their own, and he's not exactly that easy to kill. I mean, his recovery isn't that good, but, like, he's a heavyweight, he's reasonably fast. But, you know, every set's overpowered nowadays, or something. According to Marth, Trinity, and Okon, anyway. By using your grab and inputting a direction while you're using your up special, Death will tell that chain to recede and then snatch the opponent instead. While this generally is just a shortcut with one portal, if your portals are connected to by your up special, something special happens. When the hand pulls in the opponent, they do not actually go through the portal if a hand is grabbing the portal. Instead, the hand now grabs the opponent and pulls them back to its portal instead. This past the parcel of the foe continues until they run out of portals to go through, enabling you to pull your opponent through all kinds of wondrous places. So you can, like, basically send them on this little trek, but through using a bunch of portals. You can, like, have them drag them through one, then another portal drags them through somewhere else. Again, that seems really cool, but, you know, I'm starting to think Death is a little bit OP. Not gonna lie. Just set up some traps, and, you get to drag the foe through 4 of them. It's gonna be a lot of damage. It's not like this grab is exactly hard to hit with. It's got, like, huge range. And, you know, it's kind of he's kind of broken, but whatever. I don't really care that much about balance. Because you weren't already tiring of the grab. Yeah, I know, it's like 5 paragraphs. It also has another generic variation out of the shield, where Death initiates its short-range grab, merely suffocating the foe for a pummel and dealing 3% every second. There are no throws, but Death can move around with the opponent still grabbed, simply releasing them when he's tired of them and standing over a portal. I'm a little bit distracted right now. HK is, like, laughing like crazy. I might ask him to, like, say something. If Death moves the foe through a portal while they are in hand, they are teleported through and released from the grab, letting him move opponents up through the bottom of portals as well. So, yeah, he can basically grab the foe normally. And he can drag him through and, like, throw him at a portal, and, you know. Yeah, so his grab game, it's really cool. He is slightly too good, I think, at it. It's a very versatile move, very awesome, but it is very capable of doing a crap ton of damage or gimping way earlier than it should. But, you know, that's just me. I don't know. Again, balance is kind of a nitpicky thing to complain about nowadays in every set. It's hard to balance a set for Brawl, let's be honest. And you didn't want to sacrifice that for the ideas of the set, and I don't blame you. Neutral area. A swooshing sound can be heard, as Death seems to become a multitude of fast-hit, a faded red afterimage. Not fast, what are you thinking, Faye? These are produced in a direction that defaults is straightforward, but can be directed by the control stick for 2 platforms, with 4 after images being made there the same size of Death, dealing 3% each as they knock the opponent backwards and ensure that they will be hit by all the following after images if you use the first. At the end of the move, the opponent will be left at the end of the line, but where is Death? You can choose where to be at the end of the move by pressing an input at the start of the move, simply fading into existence when the move is finished with some end lag. This can go through solid objects, allowing to escape from your terrible maze if you want. Just gonna check my time again. Yeah, I got a good bit. I was rambling for a while about that grab. Down, Ariel. This is the one exception to the scythe rule from the side special, and I'm sorry, I need to clear my throat. There. As without your scythe, Death merely performs its neutral area here. This is a trademark of Death, but a very basic move. He slashes down vertically for a spike. This is extremely fast and deals 7% damage, mostly being good for whacking your opponent into one of your various traps while you laugh at them from on high. This move is also the fastest way for Death to go downwards, and allowing for faster passage through his portals when he's racing an opponent to one. I don't see what traps he really has outside of his grab game, but again, we'll see, and the Nair, that seems like it'd be really good for dragging opponents around, which means it's going to be easy to get them in range of a portal and then drag them through all sorts of hell. It's just, again, that grab game is too good. I should really stop complaining about it, but, you know, it is a problem. Death holds both hands out in front of him, creating a spooky aura comprised of skull shapes and similarly creepy sound effects. He then fires this projectile straight forward, it traveling at the speed of a firecracker. The speed of a firecracker? What? Okay, we'll just go with that. And being the size of a Mario fireball. Death can keep on firing these with barely any lag at all, getting some good area covers as they fall diagonally downward. When they hit an opponent, they stick to them and deal a constant 2% per second, so it's kind of like Swalot's gunk shot, I think. It's kind of weird to have him only have a projectile that he can only use in the air. As soon as they do, or hit solid ground, the scully-shaped thing at the bottom seems to only want to return to hell, as they immediately chomp away and take the quickest path to the bottom blast zone, carrying the foe with them if they were hit. An opponent can jump or simply attack to destroy the ball, but on slopes they become far faster and start to outrun the opponent themselves, while still being attached, very much forcing the opponent to jump or use laggier long-range attacks. So again, you can drag the opponent around with this, though they all go for the bottom blast zone, but you know, you can place a portal underneath them and then just drop them off wherever you really want them. Or again, just use your portal grab game on them. Dump them out of another portal far off an edge. And then, not only do they have you, your scythe attacks, and the knockback to deal with, they're also being dragged down. Fun. But, you know, again, it's also really cool. I think it's kind of unique. Death puts a hand overhead while still facing forward, making a fist as a flaming red skull appears overhead. This deals heavy start lag, with the skull being about as big as a bumper and dealing 6% some minor knockback to anyone who touches it. Oh wait, did I just go over the time limit? No, I haven't. Okay, thank God. Making a fist as a Alright. After summoning it, Death lightly taps it towards the nearest opponent, the skull chasing the opponent at Mario's dash speed. If it gets within a Bowser of the opponent, it will simply stop in place and laughs at them, flaring up as it does and creating a vacuum of flame around it. From here, any of Death's projectiles within a platform of the skull, barring his scythe and sickles, will be sucked in towards the red skull, then directed to the opponent via the vacuum. The skull will dissipate after 10 seconds out, but it helps to accompany the foe with a portal that they just widened. So he can send a skull after him, and then it'll just fire your projectiles at him. Okay, that's kind of neat. A little weird, but I wouldn't say it's tacky, I guess. Again, some of these inputs I think are a little weird just to have as aerials. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like aerials are moves that you should only really be able to use in the air. But, I don't know. It's, again, not really a big deal. But, alright, he can use them on the ground too, so I guess it's fine.